Hi guys, how are you doing? It's Elaine Bintz, certified health coach and personal trainer, and we are on day 26 of our 30-day health challenge in the year 2022. I hope everybody is having a great week so far, and I hope your January is treating you well. So today's topic is intermittent fasting. So I must say, over the past few years, some of the most common questions I have received in both my health coaching and my personal training business is regarding the concept of fasting. So let me give you a little brief background in fasting. So a couple different types of fasting. So there's been like fasting for religious purposes, and depending on the religion will depend on when they fast. Some religions they fast from sun up to sundown. Sometimes it will be a certain amount of religious days. Sometimes it'll be a month. Sometimes, like I grew up Catholic, we didn't eat meat on Fridays, which I guess I've kind of carried that over into every day because I'm a vegetarian. So the fasting component can be religious in nature, or some people fast because they're trying to starve out some sort of infection or illness. So I've had several clients who have undergone treatment for cancer, and they fast, or they change their diet, or they change their carbohydrate intake. And the theory behind that is to starve out the cancer cells. So depending on what their purpose is, it will depend on what type of fasting they do. I've also had clients that have done water-only fasting, and they've done that for a period of a day, 3 days, 7 days. I've had clients that have done it for several weeks. There's actually a place you can go to and you can stay overnight, and they do classes on the water-only fasting. I've done it myself just as a cleanse to kind of see how I feel. And then there's this topic of intermittent fasting. So our professional organization, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, so I have a degree in nutrition, and our professional organization, A&D, does not necessarily 100% support this type of weight loss strategy for long-term weight maintenance. But what I have found in my practice is, depending on the person you're working with, he or she might benefit from having temporary windows of time where they don't allow themselves to eat if they have a tendency or a propensity to eat more than they should, or make not so high quality food choices. So what is intermittent fasting? So your body, you have a 24-hour biological clock, right? So we have 24 hours in the day, it goes with the sun comes up, sun comes down. So we have 24 hours, and then we have a circadian rhythm that goes along with that clock. So your intermittent fasting is fasting in certain windows. So it's not consistent. It's not you fasting for 24 hours. And it's also not a fasting where you eat for 1 hour, don't eat for 2 hours, eat for 3 hours. It's not that. What it is you break 24 hours in a day, and you have a window where you might fast, and then you have a non-fasted window where you might eat. So some of the common fasting windows are 16 hours, and then eating windows are 8 hours. So the two numbers, 16 and 8, equal 24 hours in a day. And then another really common fasted window is 14 hours, and then an eating window of 12 hours. And a lot of clients, if they do want to toy with this, and again, I caution if you have particular metabolic disorders, especially if you have diabetes or you have a tendency toward hypo, that's low blood sugar, hypoglycemia, I caution you to not do fasting. And of course, check with your doctor before you try one of these protocols, because maybe you are not a candidate for one of these fasting protocols. But the 12 to 12, the 12-hour window of fasting and the 12-hour window of eating. What I have found, if somebody doesn't have medical conditions or health conditions that would interfere with them trying this out for a couple of weeks, a lot of people benefit from starting in the 12-hour fasted window and the 12-hour eating window. And they do that a lot of times based on what their work schedule is. So say, for example, I don't know, you work 8 to 5, and maybe you find that you're really hungry midday, but you also want to enjoy dinner with your family. So maybe you pick a window that might be like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and that would be the window in which you would eat, but then the non-eating window would be like 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. the next day. So it makes sense that if you're going to fast, part of your fasting time would be when you're sleeping, because it would be easy, because most people aren't waking up to eat in the middle of the night, unless there's some sort of, thyroid disorder, or like when I competed naturally in women's bodybuilding, I did find that I was waking up midnight to eat, and get in some calories. But sometimes when people are trying to gain muscle or gain weight, they will eat in the middle of the night. But most people who are following a fasting protocol, they're not eating in the middle of the night. So what is this purpose? What's the purpose? There's this term, autophagy. If you've heard of this in biology, your body, your cells go through a process of cellular regeneration and getting rid of cellular debris. So like you poop out like old red blood cells, that's like the brown color, like the bilirubin, and your body eliminates things that you don't want. If you have too much, like we were talking in the micronutrients video, the B vitamins, if you have too much water soluble vitamins, your body should urinate them out. So this process is ongoing all the time. So for example, like I had a cut, I don't know, long time ago. I was making stuffed peppers and I was putting them in the oven, and then I had accidentally hit my arm on one of the racks above. So the point is you wouldn't want that burn or that cut forever. You would want your vitamin K to come in and clot the area, and you would want your blood to come in and heal the area, and it goes through like a phase where it like itches, and then you would want new skin to develop, over the wound. And your body does this with autophagy. So you get rid of things that your body doesn't need, and then hopefully that frees up energy, fuel, glucose, carbohydrates, for things that your body does need. So I know I didn't go too in depth on what you would eat. So depending on the type of diet you're eating, might depend on your window. And then of course, whatever shift you work will really determine, when you're waking, because a lot of my clients work second and third shift. So they might be having a fasted window when somebody else would be having a non-fasted window. So again, I hope this information has been helpful. My name is Elaine Bintz, health coach, personal trainer. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.